We are on our pre-tour tour this morning in Holme. Now, one of the locations that we'll be based in is the Holme Moss camping site, where hundreds of people will be camping a short walk away from what must be one of the most spectacular parts of the route, as we've heard. Alistair McGregor is with us from the campsite. He joins us now to tell us more about it and to tell us about this rather special video that he's made for anybody thinking about coming to Yorkshire for it. Morning, Alistair.
Morning.
We'll talk about the video in a second. What have you planned for the site itself?
So the campsite is set up to allow all the cyclists in the area to come together and watch this fantastic event. It's going to be an incredible event for the area. There's going to be thousands of people here, and I wanted to make sure that everybody could get into the area and watch this once-in-a-lifetime experience.
All right, is it usually a campsite, or have you cashed in on the Tour de France passing by and thought actually we use the fields as a campsite?
Yeah, it's one of the farmers that I know. I went and spoke to him, and we both sort of agreed to set it up because the campsite is right on the edge of the Holme Moss Plateau, which allows people to get really close to the summit itself. So we talked, and we just set it up. It's just one of the fields, and it's going to be a brilliant base to get everybody to get straight to the summit really quickly. All
right, are you ready for it? Because we've got 38 days to go. I would be, if it was me organising something, I would be panicking now because I'd have left it to the last minute. But we've got 38 days to go. Are you ready? Will you be ready?
We'll definitely be ready. It is going crazy at the moment, though. We've got bookings coming in all the time. There are people ringing me constantly saying, we want to come, have you got space, have you got space? There is space, but it's just crazy how many people are wanting to come to this area and see the Holme Moss climb. It's going to be brilliant.
How many people have you got booked in on the campsite already?
We've got hundreds booked in. It is going to be mental up there. It's going to be so exciting. Everybody realises the Holme Moss climb is going to be brilliant. We've got the big route going up, and the great thing about the Holme Moss climb is you've got the S-bends that go all the way to the top. So you can look right down the hill and see the riders winding their way up and hopefully fighting their way to the summit to claim the first King of the Mountain points.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. What do you think the atmosphere will be like? I mean, can you imagine what the atmosphere will be like?
It's going to be insane. Nothing we've ever seen. The route itself is just incredible. But I went over to France last year to see the time trial stage at Mont Saint-Michel, and that was just insane over there. There's just people everywhere. It's just an incredible experience. Nobody has a clue what is coming to this valley. It is just insane how many people are coming and the atmosphere.
Yeah, and for anyone, I mean, I said before to Sandy and Donald earlier on, there might be some people still around these parts that just aren't convinced yet by the Tour de France, and they're worried about the road closures and all of that. What would you say to anyone who's not bought into it yet?
It is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This race will never, ever come here again in our lifetime. It is just going to be insane. It's like the Olympic torch relay that came last year. Times that by 10 and you'll get somewhere close to how many people are coming. They're saying there's going to be about 200 cars in the caravan alone.
It's still a bit surreal, isn't it, that it's actually, it's coming here. Yeah. The Tour de France is coming here to West Yorkshire.
I know, it is going to be crazy how busy it is, and that's why I would say to you, just make sure you get your plans sorted, work out where you're going to stay. I mean, we're getting bookings at the camp on Holme Moss all the time, and I would just advise everybody to just make sure you plan well in advance.
Right, let me play this bit of video that you've made, and you've stuck it on YouTube, and it gives some rather special advice for anyone coming up to Yorkshire, doesn't it? Before we play it, just explain what this is.
So I saw a guy who must have been in his 80s riding up Holme Moss, and he was going up on this bike that must have weighed more than my car, and he was just pushing it up, and it was just an old sort of traditional cyclist, heavy gear, heavy bike, and thought, wow, that's a proper cyclist. So I made this video to kind of highlight the old kind of ways and all the new technology that have come into cycling, and also to kind of poke a bit of fun at the Yorkshire traditions and stereotypes as well.
All right, let's take a listen now. You can watch the video on YouTube. Let's take a listen right now to what it sounds like.
Now then, we hear you lads from Tour de France are coming up to Yorkshire, laking on your bikes, going up and down our hills. Well, before they comes, I just thought it'd be right useful if you knew a few things. The first thing is that it can get a bit bleak up here, especially if that's going up moss. So you best make sure you've got right footwear. Now forget your fancy shoe with buckly fancy things that I've seen you on telly on. On bike, the best thing to wear up here is clogs. Yeah, clogs is what they needs, especially if they has to get off and push back when going up Moss. And while I'm on it, don't forget your cycle clips, because when it gets rainy, it gets really rainy up here. If you do forget cycle clips, don't worry though, because we can supply you with some binder twine. Yeah, binder twine, it goes round the bottom of your trousers.
Alistair, is that you? Is that your voice?
It's actually a friend of mine, but I came up with the idea together, and we sort of scribbled down all the sort of jokes we were going to make. But it's if you go onto YouTube and type in LeTourYorkshire, a few things you need to know, it's on there. It's crazy. It's on 50,000 views.
Really?
It's gone viral. We had 10,000 views in the first few hours. So if you have a look on it's by the Camp on Holme Moss channel, and it's brilliant. I can't believe the feedback we've had about it. Everybody absolutely loves it. It's been crazy, going all over Facebook and Twitter, and it's brilliant. It's well worth the watch. I think it's quite amusing.
Well, thank you very much for coming down. It's been great to meet you. And again, for anyone wanting to book in, I mean, if the weather's anything like this, do you think it will put people off camping outside?
Oh, you can't be put off. No matter what the weather's like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You cannot miss this.
So to book in at the Holme Moss site, there are still pitches.
Yeah, at the camponhomemoss.co.uk. There are pitches. Get yourself booked in, because to get on Holme Moss, you will need to stay Saturday night. You cannot arrive Sunday morning.
You can't be done.
You won't be able to get there. There's too many people coming here. You have to book in Saturday night.
OK, thank you very much, Alistair. Great to see you.
Brilliant, thank you.
Alistair McGregor there from the Camp on Holme Moss site, and Radio Leeds actually will be there over the Grand Départ weekend, the 5th and 6th of July, meeting some of the fans and the followers of Le Tour de France. Right,